Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome. I do hope you're having a fantastic day. So we're here today with a reaction to famous classical pieces tier list by TwoSetViolin. Now the thing about this video is that I may or may not have seen this in the past. I don't know. My relationship with TwoSetViolin, I mean, if you've been on this channel for a bit now, I reacted to one of their videos in the past, but I've been subscribed to them for like, I want to say like 3, 4, 5 years, give or take. I don't know how long honestly, but it does feel like that. But my relationship with their channel is very, very simple. I binge their stuff and then I don't watch them for like 6, 7 months, 8, 9 months down the line, and then I binge their stuff again. So that's what I'm saying. I might have seen this video in the past. I might not have. I don't know. I honestly have no idea whether I have seen this one in the past or not. But I thought it would be a nice video to watch, to react to you know, commentate, I guess. Just because, as you all know, I've reacted to 2 classical pieces on this channel before. One of them being the Bela Bartok for cello suite, I believe, which I heard in one of their videos, and then I was like, "Ooh, that sounds fantastic. Let me actually listen to it all fully." And then the other one was Beethoven's Appassionata Movement 3. Did I react to the whole thing or did I react to Movement 3? I'm not actually that sure. And the reason why I reacted to that one, even though I knew that one, because I thought it would be like a nice introduction to doing more classical pieces. But then we kind of never got to it, and honestly I just haven't really been uploading in the first place anyway, so that kind of, you know, contributes towards that factor, because I've just been that busy. Hopefully I'll be able to manage my time better in the near future, as well as have more time so that we can be reacting to a lot more pieces, I guess. But this would be a nice gateway to that, I guess, because you know, this famous classical pieces tier list, I'm sure that I won't recognize all the pieces. The piano ones more likely than all the other ones, but even then I don't think I'll be able to recognize most pieces. So I thought this would be a nice way to introduce classical music, or reintroduce classical music on this channel. Maybe not just classical, obviously Baroque music as well. I mean, but you can't, when you say classical music, you kind of always mean Baroque, classical, and romantic, I guess. You know, it just kind of encompasses it all, despite the fact that there is a genre called classical music specifically. But yeah, let's hop right into this one. Go support TwoSetViolin. I will have the original video in the description down below. You know, they put all the time and effort, and their channel is actually honestly fantastic, and it's amazing. Honestly, I've mentioned plenty of times that I've got a violin, as you can see right there as well. But I've just never really started playing it. I had like 2 lessons a long time ago, just to kind of get the basics, and then just never continued. But I kind of feel like I might want to try it. I don't know. I kind of do want to try it, but I just have my hands full of the piano, if I'm being completely honest. But I've been saying that for the longest time, that I do want to try the violin properly, and I just haven't. So who knows? But who knows? Maybe this year or maybe next year is the year. But hey, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, go support TwoSetViolin. Go watch the original video. Go give the original video a thumbs up. Go subscribe to them before you come back on this channel to watch my reaction, my commentary, and my, I was going to say dialogue, but it's more like a monologue to their video. Let's get started.
Alright. Hey, how's it going?
I also love these speakers. I love these. They're not like that fancy or anything, but compared to my previous ones, you just hear things so much better. Sound just sounds so much better. Music just sounds so much better. It's such a good experience.
So TwoSetViolin. That's right. Today we will be ranking a list of 30.
You know what I should have done? I didn't do that. Sorry, I've just got some croissants and a half-eaten donut here that I really... I was in the middle of eating, but then I saw this video and I recommended. I was like, "Ooh, let me watch this," and I was like, "You know what? Let me react to this." But now I've got all this food on my table, so sorry. You know, if I bump into it and make some noise, I'm gonna try and put them out the way so I don't.
Famous classical music pieces.
A list.
Get it?
Come on now. Exactly.
If you don't know all these 30 pieces, make sure you listen to them after this video.
Time to get educated.
Alright.
Subscribe. Let's go.
Alright.
My first one, Bach Sonatas and Partitas.
Oh, sexy baka.
Aren't they like some of the hardest violin pieces out there? Like on this, again, I'm not a violinist, but I do stalk around the violin subreddit sometimes, and I believe there's some of the hardest violin pieces out there alongside the Paganini's.
Definitely not
S.
F class.
S.
Really? Yeah, nah,
dude.
that's true. Yes.
It's like the Bible of violin playing.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the two hardest things to play in violin is like you have the Paganini Isai route.
Okay, I forgot Isai.
I thought you were gonna say the
I've not listened to Isai, to be fair.
Sonatas and partitas.
I mean, yeah, basically, right?
Yeah, in case you don't know, get educated because it's so freaking hard.
All right.
And also, you're by yourself when you play.
Yeah.
All right.
Bach's
Yeah,
the
I
best.
agree. I buy.
Beethoven's Symphony number
Oh,
9.
okay, it's up there.
An A.
Thinking, look, S.
Ah.
It's gotta be S, man.
Because it's so iconic.
Ah. I don't know if I can agree with that one, honestly. I like it, but I do think it's overplayed. I think it's overrated. But I can definitely see why it's S, just for its recognizability. But I also feel like it's just it's too overplayed. You know, it's just. Is that a valid criticism? It is for me, but I don't know whether it's a valid criticism in general. For me, it's a very valid criticism if a piece is too overplayed, which is why things like Fur Release, I'm like, no. No, but
Everyone knows it.
I don't know.
I wanna insult Daddy Beethoven.
All right, fair enough.
You have a string called E major.
F class.
Wait, which one is that again? Yeah, nah.
F.
Really?
Yeah.
People don't like that? I hear that. I mean, granted, it might just be one of those overplayed ones, but I hear that one so often that like I'd figure people really liked it because but then again, you've got Vivaldi and everyone plays that, and from what I've gathered, a lot of musicians have a love-hate relationship with that. So I don't know. Could be one of those situations.
Stay down F. This
I
just makes
feel a
them.
little bit bad for Boccherini.
Dude, it's Boccherini.
Alright, fine. I was
The
thinking
shade.
F, I'll put F. Brahms Violin Concerto.
Oh.
B for Brahms.
What they were playing? What they were playing in the background, I did not recognize at all.
Actually, no.
I
No,
was thinking A.
I've not heard it.
Violinist, some of it biased. Look, okay, put it this way. I can listen to it a lot. I can always listen to Brahms Concerto.
It's just so hard though.
Yeah, I guess playing is a bit. I mean, beep. Nah,
Nah,
A.
A.
What's this, John?
Oh, okay. Okay, there's a funny joke here. When I joined my workplace, right, a few months ago, I mean, it feels like a lifetime ago now. On the first week, I was asked, recommend me a music. I want to see what kind of music you're into. I was like, okay, look up John Cage Forfeit. Let's just say, not what they expected.
Really?
It's S.
If you haven't heard it,
class.
it's S.
There's a reason why John Cage is next to Beethoven right now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Nah,
goodness.
I think Cage is E. Dude, he
Yeah,
put
the only,
no F in
the only
it.
reason I'll say it's E, not an F, because it became kind of a meme.
Because I
Okay.
rather listen to silence than
The man, oh.
S uncontestable. If
Really?
you disagree, you can get out.
Yeah, La Mer is an S. La Mer is an S, whether it's the actual song or the piece. La Mer. Yeah, come on. Even the English version of the song, Beyond the Sea. Everything about La Mer is an S, right?
I guess it's helped a lot with charades. I was thinking like an A.
Nah, S.
Dude, but it's Beethoven and Bach. Look at
Bro.
their faces. You just like Debussy.
I do love Debussy. You got a problem with that?
We'll keep it for S for now.
Dvorak.
Cello concerto.
Oh, you know cello starts with C, right?
I have
C.
heard that one.
No, I think,
Just listen to it in the background.
Actually, nah, honestly, I do like the cello concerto.
I'll say B, because I don't think it's better than Brahms Violin Concerto.
Da 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 da.
Actually, no, it's pretty epic. It's pretty
bro.
epic.
It's pretty epic.
What do you say?
Okay. In my perspective, I can't comment because the only part that I know is the da 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 da. That's literally the only part that I know about the piece, so I can't really comment on it. I definitely do want to check it out though. But just from the opening, I mean, it sounds good.
Nah.
Yeah,
Hey.
Okay, no.
Gershon Rhapsody in Blue.
It's not.
I actually, before they say anything, I want to give my take. So I'm not influenced by them. I think I'm going to do it for the rest of the pieces now. I know I'm pausing a lot, but with this video, I think it's justified because I kind of want to talk about each song. Gershwin in Blue. It's... I don't know. It's good, but it's not great. It's not bad. I'd put it in B, honestly. Then I wouldn't put that many things in S. For me, like S, there has to be a clear distinction between S, like being perfect or near perfect, and A being like, you know what, if I feel in the mood, this sounds great. Like S for me is like, I mean, granted, okay. S for me, for example, would be the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto, the first number 1. I mean, it's just one, but yeah, the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto. Like that's a piece that I can listen to every single day of the week. Or Chopin Ballade number 1, I can listen to that every single day of the week. Or Appassionata, I can listen to that every single day of the week. But then A for me personally would be something like Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto, which I really, really like. And I can listen to every single day, but I'm not looking forward to, like, when it comes to my playlist, my Spotify playlist, I'm sometimes just like, you know what, skip. But when it comes to, like, the piano concert, I'm like, you know what, not skip. So that for me has to be the distinction, like one where I can comfortably press skip, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, I'll listen to it another time. And one where when it pops up, I'm not like, you know what, I can skip this. No, when I hear it, I have to hear it. Like, for example, when somebody, I mean, it's not going to happen, but when there's a street busker and they play a certain piece on the street, you know, I'm going to have to stand there and I'm going to have to listen. That's basically for me an S tier. Like, no matter how busy I am, I'm going to be there. You're playing Chopin's Ballade number 1. Even if I have a meeting that could change my entire life in 5 minutes, I'm staying there listening to the entire 10-minute piece because it just hooks me. That for me is an S. And A would be like, you know what, very good performance, but I ain't got time for this. I'm going to my meeting. Then you've got like A, and you've got B tier, which is like, yeah, okay, nice. Anyway, my meeting. C is like, don't care, meeting. D would be like, is he even playing? But like, you just start focusing on your meeting, like it doesn't even take you out of the I need to go somewhere mood, you know. Whereas S instantly snaps you out of it.
Nice, but nah.
But
C.
Gershwin would be a
C.
B or C.
This is jazz.
Nah. This is at least A rank, man. You know this.
You can't just give everything an A though.
Piece is literally known as the musical portrait of New York. I would have even put an A. I mean S, but I
No.
S, LeMayer and Gershwin?
No.
Yeah, I would put LeMayer above.
It's a B or a
Yeah,
C.
LeMayer above Rhapsody.
Okay,
No, it's a
but
B.
then this is one bit in the Rhapsody boot that's so big. You know the part that's like,
Oh,
it's so nice.
that's still big.
That's okay. Look, my ranking is obviously I'm clearly much harsher and much stricter. Because for me, my ranking, just having one good part of it isn't good enough. The whole song needs to be perfect for it to be an S.
Wow,
B.
I feel like it's an A, but whatever.
Yeah. Handel Messiah.
I'm sorry, like it's probably a good piece, but like
It's overplayed as well. What happened there?
A triangle just died. Oh my god, it just fell off. This light
blanket
was-
hit the light and the light nearly fell.
Okay. Okay.
This place is freaking hazard, man.
Matthew knows.
Hallelujah. I guess it's in D major, so it could be like a D max, but like, nah, get out of my face.
Or maybe you just can't handle it.
Oh my goodness. Stop with the
Guys, please don't
puns.
be offended. I know we're probably offending everyone. We're gonna get cancelled for this video.
Yeah.
Guys, we're in a savage mood today. We're
You're not though. You're not though.
spitting fire. Let's
I
go.
also agree, yeah, handle is just...
Holster plans, alright.
Okay, I think A.
I put it in B. I've actually listened to it, so I you know, only once to be fair, but I've actually listened to it, and if it wasn't plagiarized, I wouldn't have ever heard about it. So
A.
Yeah, I'll put an A.
Only thing is it's too overplayed.
Jupiter is way overplayed.
Yeah.
Mars?
The
I don't
planets
think-
is the father of
Video. Yeah.
without the planets,
John
there would
Williams.
be no.
The shade.
Ah!
Oh
I
no.
like Saturn and Venus a lot. Jupiter is like a D for me.
I
Just
actually,
so
I like
overblown.
playing it. I just hate listening to it.
Yes, I agree. A.
Yes.
The blue,
Oh.
the noob, F.
Sorry, I just imagine
Dun.
Mr. Someone playing and everyone's going.
C. It's a very middle of the road kind of piece. It's an overplay a little bit, but the fact that it's been, I was gonna say the fact that you can play it on almost every instrument, makes it just a very nice piece because you can hear so many different transcriptions of it, which isn't obviously common. Having different arrangements for pieces because with classical music, because there is a set way of it being played, but because it's been transcribed to basically every instrument, for me it's a C personally. It's not special.
It's a great piece to get people kind of listening to it. Classical music, but damn, people just don't go further than that. So what's the point anyway?
Yeah.
You're suck.
Mile of
Wow.
5.
Okay, that's
Come on,
A.
man.
That's an S.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. It's S.
That
That's top tier.
look, man, right? Look, man, all right. Look, man, all right. It's an S. It's an S, and I've only listened to it once, and I don't even remember how it sounds like. But I know when I listened to it, I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." All right. This part. Then why I've only listened to it once, I don't know. All right. Marla in general, I've only listened to like a few times, and that was it. All right. I was watching this Amazon Prime show. I forgot what it was called. I think Mozart in the Jungle. And I think they were playing it in there, and I was like, this is some of the best music I've ever heard. But I never listened to it after that.
Mile of 5.
Okay, that's
Come on,
A.
S.
Oh, S, yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. It's S, yeah.
That's top tier.
Eddie was about to start an argument.
Yeah, I was like, what?
No, I agree, it's an S.
They even recommended it.
Yeah, S. What's the next one?
Mendelssohn Violin Concerto.
Let me be very honest about Mendelssohn Violin Concerto.
I know what you're gonna take.
Yeah.
Because I have thoughts.
I think Mendelssohn to me is like, it can be like
A.
or it could be like E, because it's an E minor.
No.
I think it's like a B or C, to be honest.
Same. I was gonna
right?
say thing.
Really?
Even though it's like glorified as one of the greatest concertos.
No offense to people that play it, but even if you play
No,
it, you
it's
know
still
what I mean?
great. Like we play it as well.
Yeah, I
It's
love
a
it.
great
I'll play it.
concerto. It's very enjoyable to play,
But,
but as a piece to listen to it, or even to play, it's just not the most epic.
Like compare it to Sibelius, Tchaikovsky, Brahms.
But you don't need to be epic. You need to have a good. For me, it's an A or a B, right? I wouldn't go as low as they were saying. Now, granted, they've definitely heard that piece tons more time than I have, because quite frankly, they would have studied it. They would have, they played it themselves, so they would have heard it a million times, whereas I only heard it, 100 times at most. So, just from that perspective, maybe like once I hear it another 100, 200, 300, 400 times, I'll feel the same way, but I don't. And for me, pieces don't have to be epic, because like my favorite composer is probably Chopin. So, that says a lot about epicness, most of his pieces aren't really epic. They're just, most of them are just very soothing or very, very dark. Some are obviously very epic. You listen to like the Revolutionary Etude and you're just like, yeah, okay, yeah, that shit is epic. But then you've got like Liszt as well, who I'm just like, yeah, this guy is the definition of epicness, and I love Liszt. But it's like different composers, of course, for different things.
Mendelssohn, I don't think it's up there.
I would say B, but then like there's nothing C, so. Oh, I feel sacrilegious.
Nah, B.
But only because, come on, S and A is like, they're so good.
Yeah.
Like, Mendelssohn's still good, but like, we're literally comparing them with like the masterpieces of all, like, the Western music of the last 400 years.
Yeah, I don't like it either now. I think it goes to C. Actually, I think it's considered above Rhapsody in Blue.
Nah.
But because
Nah. Do you even know Rhapsody in Blue? I didn't even listen
I
to
played
it.
it. I played it.
How does it go? How does it make you go?
I didn't feel anything. I just feel jazz.
My goodness, the shade!
Saying a C. Next one, Mozart. Oh, slip.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. It's better than John Cage.
It's an E. It's an E.
It's like E,
John
man.
Cage is okay. Maybe a D. It's quite iconic though.
I have to admit, I don't even know how the other three movements. Do you?
No.
Oh, I forgot it.
No.
That's how bad it was. I mean, nah, it's great.
But I'm sure if you listen to the whole thing, it's probably alright.
It's probably very genius, actually.
No,
It's Mozart. Of course, it's very genius.
Mozart's a genius.
Just give it a
Ready
D.
for the next one? Oh, I slipped.
Yeah.
Even if you're watching this, we all agree.
You know what? I'll put it at an E. I would be generous. Not the piece is way too overplayed. All right, it's probably the most overplayed piece out there. Right, but I've got very personal, very sentimental value for that piece because it's the first piece that helped me learn how to improvise. So having a motive and improvising on it, so it has a special place in my heart for that. But would I ever actually listened to the piece itself? Nope. Will I ever? Nope. But I can't give it an F for sentimental values because it helped me learn how to improvise. So, or help me learn help me get introduced to improvisation. So I'll give it an E, just for that.
Sorry if you play this in your wedding. You can probably still agree.
Can you imagine getting married to Canon D?
Never.
I'll get a divorce right.
Yeah, I'll be like, no.
I'll play Canon D on my divorce day. Signing the divorce papers. Canon in divorce.
Oh my goodness.
Alright. Oh, Pack 24.
I feel like it's a A.
If you think of it as a plain virtuosic piece, it's like A or S.
Yes.
But if you think of it as something to listen to musically,
Oh, yeah, I know what
it's
you
like
mean.
a C or D.
Yeah, that's why I put it as an A. I feel like it's iconic because everyone's making variations out of
That's
it.
a
Every composer's like, you know what, I'm going to do it as well.
yeah. I agree. The fact that maybe I'm just saying this as as someone that plays the piano, but the fact that when I think of Paganini, the first thing that actually comes to mind is La Campanella and the piano version, that Liszt made. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that, bro.
So it's got that history behind it.
I was gonna put B, man.
Nah, dude, Paganini can be so much better in Rhapsody than Blue.
To me, they're about the same.
Put it at B.
Not funny.
Romeo and Juliet, Prokofiev.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. I'll say it's like
A.
A.
Okay.
Or B.
A.
Better than Rhapsody and Blue.
Everything's
Oh
better.
my
That's
goodness.
So biases, guys.
Oh wait, it's not Tchaikovsky Romeo and Juliet. It's Prokofiev Romeo and
Yes,
Juliet.
Prokofiev. Oh.
That's
Oh.
an A.
I can feel like every grade 7 AMEB, ABR.
It's going down to C.
Oh my
Ravel
goodness.
Bolero. Oof. You know, Bolero's one of those people.
Depends what you're playing for depends what you're playing for Bolero. If I was playing it up like that, it's an F. But like, I do like listening to it, but not that much. B or C?
ABR.
B or a C is for me.
Ravel Bolero. Oof. You know, Bolero's one of those pieces like the first time you listen to it, it's like magic.
And then
You listen to it like 15 times and then you hate.
what happened there? Wait. Hello? Why did that freeze? Did my computer just give up? What just happened? 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened there. My browser kind of just crashed. With that said, though, we are back. So I didn't find the exact same spot that we kind of left off with, but at the Bolero part. So my thought is it's a B or a C personally. For me, it's very similar to like O Fortuna, where it's like you listen to it and it's great, but you're not gonna listen to it more than 2 times in a row. And to me, if I can't listen to something on repeat, it just ain't that great in the grand scheme of things. You know, that's kind of how I view it.
But then you listen to it like 15 times and then you hate yourself.
So what they're saying, but for me, it's more so about repeat than listening to it a lot of the time.
I'll say it's a C or D. Let's put D because there's nothing
That's
there.
C.
I guess
It
C,
can't
C.
be Ravel.
Oh.
I wonder who's going to be D.
I mean,
B or a C
Tchaikovsky
for
will
me.
be D, because Tchaikovsky liked the D.
Come on now.
Don't want. I hate
D?
gangster.
I feel like it's okay to listen to that.
D?
I feel like it actually
C.
killed it for me. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Alright,
Fly
fly
the
the ball.
bumblebee.
S.
E. The E, it's not even piece anymore. It's just noise.
That's for sure.
S?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, that can be D.
E.
Nah, make it E.
E.
Okay, good.
It's not even a piece anymore. It's just sacrilegious.
Yeah. I love how Flower Bumblebee is above Messiah. Like, hand
Actually, does it deserve an F? I don't know whether it deserves an F. It's a fun piece. It's just not a piece anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not a bad piece. It's just not a piece anymore.
of Messiah, one of the greatest like religious works.
That's okay, guys. It's purely subjective and our personal opinion. Don't judge. Go along with it. What's next? Carnival of the Animal.
Yeah, that's a C.
That can be a D.
I think it's a D.
There's some good ones in it, like the Swan.
Like your Kangaroo. Have you heard it, guys? Listen to Kangaroo. It's so depressing.
Adagio for strings. I love Adagio for strings. I think
I don't know that.
it's probably not the
I don't know that piece at all.
substantial piece, but it's just emotionally like, oh.
I agree. The reason I'll say B as well because it depends on who plays it.
It can be
Okay.
very
Played
beautiful.
very beautifully.
It can be very
It's a B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Navarra.
It's nice.
I don't know that
Yeah,
piece
it's
either.
fun. Actually, no. It's very hard to play together.
It's
Actually,
so hard.
Nebraska and C.
I think it's C.
So I can't comment on
Valentine's
this
we're
one
trying to
as
get it to
well.
get on concert.
Yeah.
Holy moly, so stressful.
I think Navarra's a great piece. It's just probably like we've been traumatized on it so much.
On
It's like-
touring, oh my god, 'cause it's so hard. And then like we practice so hard, it doesn't happen. You're just like,
Next one, Satie.
Oh, what should I give Satie? The Gymno PD #1. I'm gonna be a little. Nah, am I gonna be biased? Nah, I'm not gonna be biased. I played this piece. I played this piece. It was a fun piece. I learned this piece not because I don't listen to it, so I can't give it that high because even when I was learning it, I never once listened to it. I was like, yeah, I don't want to listen to it, but it's a fun 2 to 3, 4 week project. You know, something that won't take me too long that I can do while studying. I think I was doing back then for my exams. I was just kind of like, okay, it's a little nice little side project to have, nothing too serious. But the fact that I've never once listened to it, and usually when I learn a piece, I listen to it like 50 times. I listen to 50 different recordings of different musicians, just to see, different interpretations. With that, I didn't listen to it. Like, I don't inherently dislike the piece, but I also don't feel the need to listen to it. It's a very, very nice piece. Damn it. I think I've made my mind where I would place it. And I don't know how popular this is. I don't know how popular this opinion will be, I guess. But for me, I'd put it at like a D. Honestly. Yeah, for me, I put it at a D, which is crazy. Because I quite like the piece. I just don't have any need to listen to it at all. So for me, it goes to a D, honestly.
That's top tier.
See, I had a feeling...
Satie only eats white.
I had a feeling my opinion here would be unpopular.
Food that's a color white. And he doesn't call himself a musician, he calls himself like a sound phonologist.
Okay.
Maybe it goes down to a name.
Yeah,
nice.
get off it.
Nice piece. Oh, Trap Quintet.
oh, that's nice.
Very prestigious, but I'm
You're
not a
A.
big...
I think I listened to this once, but I don't remember it at all. So I can't even give it anything because nothing in my mind. When I think of the word trout, all I can think about is the fish. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. It should be called a salmon quartet. They should
Can
make
someone make a smoke salmon?
a quartet. I'm so hungry.
Shostakovich, send me number 5. Ooh, I like it.
Which one is that?
A or S? I think A.
Feeling A, yeah.
A, because I still feel like
I don't
ours
know.
Still like a
I don't know.
above for number 5.
We're getting into the section of pieces where I don't know, honestly.
More refined, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more refined.
Sabae's Violin Concerto,
Oh,
S.
it's S.
Yeah. Rite of Spring.
For a second, I thought that was the Valkyrie one. Rise of the Valkyries. Rite of Spring. Have I listened to it, or have I just heard it on TwoSetViolin? I don't actually know whether I ever listened to the piece itself, so I don't think I'm qualified because I haven't listened to the full piece.
I think A. Actually, the storylines were weird. B. Actually, I like playing it.
No, it wasn't TwoSetViolin where I've heard it. It was Hunter x Hunter. That's who I've Hunter x Hunter. Melody, I think, was playing it. It's a C. It's a C.
I think A. Actually, the storylines were weird. B. Actually, I like playing it. I just hate when You know we went on tour with it once?
Yeah.
The viola section always screwed up. Every time.
I feel like A or B.
B.
Oh, no, it's A. It's meant to be.
No.
Hey. Oh, come on, dude. That bassoon solo in the beginning.
How's it go again? Oh yeah. I love you coming here.
So where's that high thing?
Do you guys hear it? It literally sounds like this. You don't hear it in the audience, but you hear it when you're near the bassoon.
Alright, Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto.
That's an A. It's the example that I gave earlier. The piano concerto for me is an S. The violin concerto is an A. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. I don't give a flip. All right, it's an A.
S.
A.
Nah, okay, confession time.
It is a bit of
I think Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto.
It has too much. I don't call it a violin concerto, but it has too much violin.
Has moments when it's a little bit repetitive. Did I just offend everyone?
No, it's an A. Come on.
It's so long though.
Video's done.
It's like 45 minutes.
Nah. You're just a f***y.
Nah.
I get it. I think I agree. The first one is repetitive. Like, bro, why do you have to write the second half in a different key?
I'll give it S.
Put it in A.
Respect of its place. In
No.
I want to say it right now in camera. In 1,000 years, 2,000 years, however humanity survives for, Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto will always be part of it.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's in camera now.
Put it in A.
10,000 years.
Vivaldi Four Seasons.
As a non-violin player, winter is fun. Spring is amazing. Summer and autumn / fall, I couldn't care about it, if I'm being completely honest. Winter to me, I like winter. It's in my classical playlist. Now, my issue that I have with it is it feels so out of... I shouldn't say that without actually having looked at the sheet music, but to me it feels quite disjointed. It feels out of time almost. Like it's very displaced with its... Let me hold that thought before I actually look at the music. But I would give it... I mean, individually, I would give winter an A, summer a C, spring an A, and honestly, autumn / fall also a D. So I got two pieces that are an A. I got two that are in D. For me. Would that make a C or a B? I'll give it a C. In like the fourth season suite, I'd give it a C.
Oh, is that a G? Oh, it is a G. It's just left there. Don't touch it.
I'll make like 2 set of parallels with Vivaldi Four Seasons.
Because it's an apparel, so it's like an A now. Look, I think the concept behind it is great. How they kind of...
It's just overplayed.
Yeah.
How it reached to a lot of people.
That's why I said as a non-violin player, because I know how much that has to be the most overplayed piece I think out there in terms of violin repertoire.
But I can't stand it when it's just way overplayed.
D.
And it's not even that. I feel like sometimes people that play it make it way too complicated than what it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been played so much that people start playing it weird.
They want it to stand
It's not
out.
really
Yeah.
their fault. It's just being placed on. They're trying to make it sound different and interesting, and it goes a bit too far.
Yeah, and then you get people on America's Got Talent. Like,
Oh no, I was bullied out of school. My life is so hard. When will the mainstream audience get it?
oh, there you have it. The definitive classical music famous piece ranking list. I'm probably gonna change our minds tomorrow. Whatever. I don't care. Nah, you know what?
Yeah, please like and subscribe. Accent like button. Oh, I'm out. That's not me. Eddie did that.
Oh
Long live.
my.
Long live Bob.
Yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was the famous classical pieces tier list by TwoSetViolin. Again, a lot of the pieces I'm just not that familiar with to really make an accurate tier list. If this were like more piano pieces focused, I know it obviously isn't because it's quite frankly TwoSetViolin, not TwoSetPiano. But if it was more piano focused, I think like there are like a few S pieces that I can think of that will like automatically be S, like for me personally. I've already alluded to a few of them, before, but one that I've forgotten to mention would be like Hungarian Rhapsody number 2, which I absolutely love. I mean, it's also in the camp of like overplayed, but then a lot of the pieces that I mentioned are in the camp of overplayed. But a lot of time, and I definitely feel what they're saying with Vivaldi. Vivaldi is probably the perfect example. It is just overplayed for violinist. Now, for me, I very much hate pieces that are overplayed. That like overplayed to the absolute maximum. They didn't mention Eine kleine Nachtmusik, but I can't even listen to that anymore nowadays. I can't listen to that. I never could listen to that, just because I knew it before I ever knew what it was. In that sense, So to me, I never even got a chance like listen to it and just be like, let me experience it. Let me just have a listen to it and see what it's all about. I already knew what it was before I ever even had that chance to do that, and to me that kind of ruined it. Now, if you're watching this if you're watching this and you're not very familiar with classical pieces, I would say that their list that they have is very good. As I said, a lot of them are symphonies and whatnot, and it's also very much violin centric. But I think if you start with S tier, there are a lot of good pieces in there, and I think actually no, you know what? I think if you start with A tier, that there are a lot of great pieces in there that are a good starting point. The reason why I don't say start with S tier is because the S tiers also feel like you need to kind of understand or have heard some classical music before, and I feel like the A tiers are very much specialized in a sense that you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, basically. And I think that's kind of what their S tier kind of encompasses how I look at it. Honestly, so I would say start with the start with the A tier. Just have a listen through all of them. If you like some of them, check out some of the S tier pieces. If you don't like some of them, don't. But I think you can't go wrong, honestly. There are so many pieces that there's going to be something out there for you. There's going to be some musician out there that corresponds with you. Again, for me personally, I always very much like Chopin and Liszt. Again, my list would be very much more so piano centric. Another thing would be like I never really liked Bach, and I never really liked Mozart. Now I'm currently learning a Mozart sonata. So I've actually been listening to that every day, and I started really liking the piece. I started really liking the piece. I started listening to Mozart more. So sometimes just playing a piece is gonna help you get to like some musician a lot more. For me, Mozart was always just too perfect. In that sense, he's that genius, that's supposed to sound very simple. That's kind of how he's supposed to play Mozart. That's kind of how he's supposed to sound. Just like it's so easy, it's so effortless. Whereas I kind of always like the struggle of like someone like Beethoven, where it's like, I feel it. I feel harshness. I feel the struggle. I feel the grind. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was my reaction to the famous classical pieces tier list by TwoSetViolin. Let me know if you want me to react to more, whether it's just TwoSetViolin or whether it's other musicians' videos or classical pieces. And when I say classical, I obviously mean Baroque classical as well as romantic, kind of in that same encompassing in all of it. But yeah, let me know what you all think. Let me know which pieces you personally love a lot, and which pieces that are just mediocre for you. Pieces that might be very popular, very famous, that don't correspond with you very well, and some that may correspond with you very well. Just let me know what your list would look like. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the cut halfway through. I don't know why my browser just stopped, but it did. So here we are. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out. And as always, bye. You can also, of course, if you're interested, rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. With that said, bye.